mommies. Today I want to talk about something that is a very personal but important part of my life, and it plays a really big role in how I am as a mom. I struggle with anxiety and depression, and it's something that has come in two different offsets. I've struggled with it in a postpartum depression situation and in a just general depression setting and having anxiety creep in on top of that. My goal with this channel is to be very relatable and to be very real. And so I thought that by sharing my story might make me a little bit more so in that. A few weeks ago, I shared a video where I had talked with my sister about things that we were scared of for our deliveries. And with my first baby, I wasn't really scared of too much. I felt very prepared and very confident, and I wanted him so badly. And it wasn't until about 2 weeks before I was due that the thought crossed my mind of postpartum depression. And I thought, there's no way, because I want this so badly. I want to start my family so much that there's no way that this could happen to me. And so I just set it aside, but it was always just this kind of fear that, like, well, what if that did happen? Like, how would I know? What would I do? And sure enough, after my first, it did. And I didn't know what was going on. I just thought that I was tired from being a new mom and having a new baby and trying to figure it out and just being frustrated and hard on myself. He didn't eat very well at first. He had jaundice. And so I just thought that I was beating myself up about my circumstances. And that was that. After my son was a couple months old, I went back to work. And in my work environment, some very negative things were happening. And it was taking a toll on me. And so again, I just blamed my sadness on the things that were going on in my work environment and didn't understand what was going on with me. And so I continued to feel this way and to put up with the things that were going on at work and the things that were going on at home for a long time. And I would do things like I would tell my husband I was tired early, and then I would just go in and lay on my bed and cry. Or I would get in the car after work and just scream the whole way home just to release some sort of tension. And I just didn't know what was going on. And finally one day, I remember it very clearly, I was coming home from work and I called my husband to tell him that a friend of ours had invited us to meet them for dinner. And he had just said, I don't know. The place they want to go is kind of far away. Do we really want to do that tonight? And I just got so angry and I said, okay, we'll talk about it when I get home. And I hung up the phone and I just got super angry and was crying, and it eventually spiraled more into why can't we go to dinner, into a further depth of what is wrong with me and I am a terrible person and all of these horrible feelings. And so when I got home, I talked to my husband and he started talking about the dinner, and he was like, just tell me, like, if you want to go, we can go. And I just started sobbing and said, I think something is wrong with me. My son at this point was 9 months old, and it took me that long to figure out that the feelings I was having and everything that was going on with me was not normal. It wasn't my environment. It wasn't being a new mom. It was something that was going on with me. So I sat him down and I told him, I felt like something was wrong with me, and told him about everything that I'd been feeling and how I was dealing with it. And he had just said, I knew that you had it right after. Like, you were not yourself and you were not okay. And I totally saw that. And I was like, why didn't you say something? And he was just like, I thought you just would want to just deal with it by yourself and that things were fine now. And I guess I had just gotten so good at hiding it and trying to cover it up that I had even tricked my husband into thinking that I was totally fine. And so he supported me in getting the help that I needed. I went and saw my doctor, and we decided that medication would be the best answer for me. And so I took that route, and it was. Fast forward from there about 3 years, and I had my second son and was still doing really good. And after he had started sleeping through the night, I asked my doctor if I could get off the medication and see if I could manage this on my own. And so I did, and I was able to manage it on my own.